Oh man, we got to talk about this Twitch streamer and Hussein Pecker. Alex Jones, man, rest in peace. No, he's not dead, but you know what I mean.
I bet he's got some big old giant bitch tits. I'm sorry, it's a family show. Just go ahead and roll this.
So Hasan, now before I start this video, I gotta say, because I know a lot of people just absolutely despise Hasan. I'm not one of the people that despise him. I think back in the day, the only content I would see of him were the compilations of him saying the dumbest stuff ever. And when I learned a little bit more about him, how often he streams for like 8 hours a day or something crazy, and I'm like, okay, after a while, you're bound to say some dumb stuff or do some dumb stuff. Like, he was somebody who clearly has like a massive anger issue. Like, that was one big thing that I noticed. Like, there's I can't remember if it's Sekiro or if it's Bloodborne, but he just loses and he just bashes his controller in the background. It's one of my favorite clips of him. So he has plenty of content where I get why a lot of people don't like him. It's why I thought the same thing. Now I'm pretty just like neutral, where I've heard enough of his content where I'm like, okay, yeah, he's kind of an arrogant whatever, but he seems kind of okay on the surface. I met him, I talked to him a little bit too and whatnot, but you can't defend what I'm about to talk about right now. So we got to start off by saying there is this Twitch streamer that I've never heard of before, Cenat. Never heard of him, but he's massive. He was like, oh, I'm going to give away a bunch of PS5s or whatever in Times Square or somewhere in New York City or whatever. I'm always confused about their layouts and their boroughs and all that shit. But so thousands of kids show up, and they just it just turns into chaos.
We now know more than 60 people were arrested during this event, and hundreds of people were treated for minor injuries. New York police say Cenat promised his more than 6 million Twitch followers that he would have free PlayStation 5s to give away at this event, but he did not have them and quickly lost control of the crowd.
It just looks hilarious. Like, there's so many people doing dumb stuff, cops trying to get them to disperse, and they're throwing stuff at them, and it's just not a good look. Kids hanging on to cars and falling off of them, and it's just some guy's business getting ruined and whatnot, like one of those cart stands or whatever, like a kiosk thing. And it's just not a good look. It's just one of the things where this guy obviously majorly screwed up, because obviously a bunch of people are going to show up when you're that famous. So this guy majorly screws up, right? That's what a lot of people are talking about. But then the attention gets put on to Hasan because he just has another one of those moments where he just has such a dumb take about it, right? Like, it's unanimously everyone's like, this situation was handled terribly by Cenat. Like, have some sort of, you're such a massive creator, this is gonna create some chaos. Now Hasan pushes back and says there's no way he could have predicted this. It's not like he wanted this. Sure, obviously he wasn't predicting chaos, but when you're planning a big event, that should always be in the back of your mind that this could go wrong. So that's why precautions are put in place. That's why there's security and all these things at like venues and other events. There's so many things that need to be put into place because of the possibility of things going wrong. So to just be like, well, I'm sure everything's going to be fine, it's just a stupid way to behave. And this is the kind of stuff that happens when people that have massive audiences and just massive influence and a lot of money, they just feel like they can do whatever they want without regulation. And it's like, that's why regulation's so damn important, because there's too many people who just feel like the world is their playgrounds. Now, this is very low-level stuff, like, obviously that extends onto the highest levels of people that have an immense amount of power and influence and billions of dollars and whatnot. But this is just like a small taste of like dumb stuff that could happen when people don't plan things out, or they just don't even logically think, I should probably book a venue to contain this many people that are going to try to get free stuff and not just show up on the streets. Like, are you kidding, bro? So Hasan is like kind of downplaying this stuff, right? He's downplaying. He's kind of laughing at this dude that is expressing that he's pretty much his business got messed up. And Hasan's mad at the local news that, oh, they're making this seem like way worse than it actually is. Like, it's way worse than it actually is. And it's like, no, they're not. They're just showcasing what's happening. You can see the footage.
Also, with all that, the injury that's perhaps getting the most attention is that of a 69-year-old food vendor who had his products stolen amid all this, apparently getting hit in the process.
Where did they hit you, sir?
I fucking despise local media, dude. Local media talking about $3 worth of Doritos. Like, you know, there was a bank run.
And then in the same breath, Hasan saying, like, oh, well, how is he supposed to predict that things got this crazy? And it's like, well, which one is it, Hasan? Is the local media blowing this up and making like some spooky boomer fear-mongering thing? Or it did actually blow up and get a little bit out of hand and say no one could have predicted that? Because those are contradictory things. It's like, it just seems like the latter, to where something crazy happened and it was kind of chaotic and he didn't predict this to happen, and that was why it was so damn irresponsible. It seemed like a really easy take to have, but for some reason he just kind of like, I don't know, maybe he just wanted to be right about that. I don't know, maybe he's friends with that dude Cenat, because I know that's something that obviously you're not gonna go dunk on your boy if that's your boy, if he knows that dude, and he probably does. They probably, you know, like, because they're all famous Twitch streamers or whatnot. So maybe there's a possibility that happened. Maybe it's a possibility that, like, that's the thing that went down, and he's just kind of like just defending his boy, like, this is not a big deal. Calm down, guys. Because, man, I've seen people do that. You see people, loyalty's a son of a bitch, man. It's like nice to have loyalty, but then sometimes it really clouds your judgment. Now, I have no proof that that's the case. It would just be plausible if it was, because then it would totally make sense why he's just saying something this absurd. Why, like, we're just looking this content dead in the face and seeing what's happening, and then being like, why would you give this? Why is this your take, dude? Your take is so, like, not in the realm of reality. Like, why? Like, why though? And so I don't know. Y'all tell me, man. Y'all tell me. Maybe you guys have some more insight. Maybe he's gonna have some. I'm sure he's streaming right now. Maybe he's gonna clarify or something, or maybe he's gonna double down. I don't know. I've seen a lot of these people double down after a while on some of the dumbest stuff, and I always say, what's the point? What's the point? It's like, if you're right, if you have factual information, yeah, double, triple, quadruple down as much as you want. Be like, I know I'm right. I have the evidence is on my side, you know? But besides that, if you just going off of, like, this is my opinion, and everyone's telling you that you're wrong, well, maybe you want to take another look. Maybe it's time to finally concede, because your opinions don't mean shit at the end of the day. They're just opinions. So you can be dead wrong about things that you think or perceive, and then have just mountains of people telling you, people in his own chat telling him, hey, bro, like, what are you doing? And sometimes you can be like, you know what? Yeah, that was a little bit dumb. My bad, guys. And then it goes away. But I don't know. I just thought it was pretty funny. I just kind of wanted to just poke fun at this guy, because I don't do it very often. Plenty of people, I think, that do it all the time or have made careers out of it or whatnot. Good for them. So, but I thought this was kind of silly enough. A very open and shut case, and somebody who's just unwilling to just, you know, be real about the situation. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the situation in the comment sections. Let me know if you knew about this guy, Cenat, because I honestly don't even know what type of content he does, other than I saw this I saw this clip circulating around of him trying to simp hard for Ice Spice. I guess he had Ice Spice on his stream, and she's saying something like, oh, I don't like famous people or famous guys or whatever. And then he's trying to be like, well, I don't mess with that at all. I'm not really into that or whatever. And she's like, bruh, we're sitting on a stream with like 100,000 people. They're like, and he was like, they're here because of you.
I like with less than like 1,000 followers.
Oh yeah, I don't even. That's not even my account for real.
Yeah,
That's
not even my account for real. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's not even my account.
Yo,
Like,
you're so
you feel what I'm saying? Like,
I just thought that was so funny, where it's like this dude is obviously trying to smash or whatever, and she's just not into, she's like, I just probably want some low-key guy, and then he's trying to act low-key. I'm like, bro, you are famous as shit. They keep saying he has 20 million followers all across, all platforms, so, bruh, nah, it ain't gonna happen. But that's it, guys. Take care. Please hit the like button on the way out, and I'll see you in the next one.